All right, welcome to Above the Bridge podcast. This is episode 15. I'm your host, Thaddeus. Shout out to our producer, Boy Band John. What's up, Boy Band John? All right, giving a shout out to our sponsors, Defend Hawaii and Detail Garage Hawaii. Right now, if you go on their website, defendhawaii.com, promo code ATBpod, get 15% off all your purchase upon checkout. So 15% off, defendhawaii.com. ATBpod is your promo code. Also, Detail Garage Hawaii, detailgaragehawaii.com. Same thing, ATBpod promo code upon checkout, 15% off everything you order. All right, got that out the way. That's always the hardest part. Okay, here we go. Today, my guest is one of my close friends. He's been in the industry. He's been on the radio. He's also does termite control. You guys know him as Real Deal Reed. I just know him as Brother Reed. What's up, Reed? How you been?
What's up, man? It's so good to actually see you again, man. I mean, it's been forever. I can't remember the last time I saw you.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. I think I was borrowing your DJ setup so we could use it for the Destiny fights.
That's right.
When was that? That was over a year ago.
Dude, that was a while ago, man. This whole pandemic in 2020, it was nuts. I mean, I can't even put a finger on it still.
Well, I'm fortunate enough to be able to hear you on the radio. So what's the deal? You're on the radio every morning, or you're filling in, or?
I was filling in on the morning show. So like within a month span, I filled in on the morning show for 102.7 The Bomb. I did a day with Chris Styles on 93.1, High 93. And then for the past week and a half, I was filling in on the morning show for 94.7 Kumu. But regularly, I'm on 94.7 Kumu every afternoon, and then on the weekends on 102.7 The Bomb, as well as on 94.7 Kumu.
And what organization is that?
It's a Pacific Media Group. So that company owns a bunch of stations on the outer islands. They own the stations I mentioned: 102.7 The Bomb, High 93. 94.7 Kumu, and then 105.9 The Wave. So they actually switched formats. I'm sure you're kind of bummed about it because I know how much you love alternative music.
Yeah.
So they switched formats to like more of a relaxing, contemporary, vibe.
So what? Like, you can just jump around from each station because it's all under that one parent company.
Yeah, basically. So after or when COVID first hit and we went into lockdown and everything, it was sad because they let go of a lot of DJs. So a lot of honor personalities. I don't want to name them, but I was one of the last guys standing. So I honestly, I don't know why. Maybe it's because I can do all the different formats.
Yeah, because I would assume it's kind of hard, like going from island music to easy listening to rock or whatever. Like,
so it's crazy. I don't know how it works, but I'm grateful to still have a job with that group and be on all these stations.
You've been doing it for a long time, right? Because I mean, I remember hearing you on the radio back in the day. Like, that's like before I even met you, and that was years ago.
So I got into radio when I was 18 years old. So it's a stupid, crazy story. So I actually got into radio. I don't think we ever talked about this.
Yeah, I kind of want to hear it.
I actually got into radio to get into clubs for free. because 102.7 The Bomb, we were doing, or that station was doing, they were doing all Rick Rocks events pretty much. So Thursdays at Zanzibar, Fridays at Pipeline, Saturdays, I don't even remember. I think it was like at Zen or something, but those were all the biggest parties. I mean, they used to broadcast live on the radio station. And this is like back in the day when lines used to be like maybe 50 deep. And you know what's crazy? All these people happily paid.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, I think about like
nobody wants to pay to get in clubs.
Not anymore. No, not anymore. Everybody knows somebody nowadays. It's crazy. It's been like that for several years now, I think. But
yeah,
so
it's definitely changed.
I started interning at the station, so to get into clubs for free. I mean, because we'd be on the radio station list, right? So from that, it just kind of developed, and materialized into doing promotions for the radio station. So going to remotes, we called them. So going to like Gene's warehouse and talking on the mic for like 2 hours, or like just being there setting things up. And then eventually it turned into being on air. The first show I did, I don't remember the exact day, but it was on the overnight show. So from like 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. And it was, I still remember how horrible it sounded. It was terrible. I don't have that air check anymore, but it sounded horrific. Like,
Why?
I can't even believe
I
it.
remember you would call me randomly and I'd answer the phone and be like, "Yay, we're live on air," and like ask me questions. I'm like, "Oh shit! Like, what do I like?" You'd catch me by surprise.
Oh, that's what it was. I mean, so after doing the overnight show for a couple months, eventually I got an opportunity to do the night show. I don't know if you remember this station, but it was 93.1 The Zone.
Yep, I definitely remember that.
Oh, that was such a cool station. It would kill it right now in this day.
Yeah.
So I was on that station doing the night show, and then I moved to afternoons after a while. And then from that, I went to Nights on the Bomb. And then after that, I kind of just got out of radio for a while and then started promoting. And that's how I actually, when I was at, let's fast forward, or not fast forward, let's rewind real quick. But that's how I met you, was actually when I was working on 93.1.
Was that Aaron's?
It was Aaron's. That's how I met
remember
you.
that.
That's how I met you.
So Ronnie, who was running Artist Groove, and we were all together, hired the radio station to advertise for Aaron's, and Artist Groove was promoting there.
Yeah.
And upon that whole package, we would get an MC. Yeah. So we get advertisement, so many spots. We would get live liners during the broadcast, and then we'd get an MC. And I remember like, oh, this is going to be cool. Like, we hardly ever have MCs, so it always brings the energy up. And then you came, and you knew Betty, right? DJ Betty at the time?
I knew Betty because she used to actually DJ at a bunch of remotes when I was first interning there. So that's how I met Betty, when she was like 17 years old.
Yeah. So Betty was our resident DJ, and she knew you, so she kind of linked us up, and I was like, oh, this guy is just killing it. Like, it was just good fun. It was just a good fun. We were on top of Alamana Hotel, getting into a whole bunch of ruckus. And
oh my gosh.
Aaron's was just the spot. And you're right. That's how we met. I couldn't remember if it was at the W or Aaron's, but yeah, I think it was Aaron's.
It was Aaron's, and then later on when you guys did W after Aaron's, that's why, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yep.
We did it twice.
And then I emceed at W for you guys. I remember there was a point when I was on 93.1, I was emceeing parties for the radio station, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It was a killer on my liver, to say the least.
Yeah, there's a lot of drinking when we're working. Huh?
Can we even call it working, really?
Sometimes, fuck, I know that's I'm true. Working.
That's true. I mean, entertaining is
but well, honestly, back then when I had no business responsibility, I was just the promoter. Yeah, that wasn't working. That was basically shooting fish in a barrel with a hand grenade.
We don't have to elaborate too much on those days. I don't want to talk about that either. Yeah. But yeah, man.
I always, like, every single guest that comes on that's been in the industry always misses those old times, because to be honest, like, clubs ain't nearly as fun as it used to be, and there's not nearly as many choices. But
it's not. So the last thing I remember, the last club I actually emceed with you guys, it was at District.
Yeah. Yep.
But I can't remember there being like another competitor besides maybe Addiction.
Or Ginza, maybe, or was that after it closed already?
Yeah.
I always try to bring you back. Like, you'll get a phone call from me. I know your phone rings and it sees my name. It's like, Thad wants me to MC at District tonight, guaranteed. Should I answer it?
It was so fun. I think I did it for like a year with you guys. But man, my Saturdays would just be shot after, dude. Like, I wouldn't do anything all day Saturday, just be hungover like a mother.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was worth it. I mean, good times on Fridays. It was so good seeing you guys again. Like you, Hans, Taylor. Dude, it was good
Yeah.
memories, bro.
It's crazy because when we were promoting, you were our MC for the radio. And
Yeah,
I was always stoked whenever like we did ads for your radio and you had to come, and like we'd always say put Reed on, like if we had a
yeah.
choice. And Ronnie was always down for whatever. So it's like, oh yeah, just bring Reed. Because the energy you brought was always like fun, and the crowd always liked it. And along the road, somehow you became a promoter with Hanson guys.
You want to
And
hear that
I
story?
still, yes, I don't know how that happened. And
Okay.
at the time we were collaborating with Level H, which is
Yeah.
Hanson's company, on pretty much every single project, like both weekends, both days of the weekend, and concerts. And then he told me, he's like, oh, what do you think about Reed jumping on with us? I'm like, well, you better let him. If he's trying to be a promoter, you better hire him, or fucking I will.
I think I remember you telling me that too. So the way I got linked up with Hans was, remember Pono and Brian?
Yep.
So I used to DJ at the Shack every Saturday night at Shack
That's right,
Waikiki.
for Vertical Junkies, right?
Yeah, so for Vertical Junkies. So I actually, was it? Yeah, it was Saturday nights for Vertical Junkies. And then Pono and Brian would come every Saturday. And then I would always talk, like, Pono, nicest, we know, you know Pono, nicest dude in the world.
Yep.
Like, he'll always come up to you, hey, what's up, man? Just introduce himself, super personable, bought me a
Yep.
drink, and then talk story. And then from there, I don't remember exactly, but we linked up a couple more times. And then he's like, oh, what, you would promote with us or what? And he said, oh, Hans, yeah, Level H. I'm like, oh, yeah, definitely, man. So then I think that's when he put into Hanson's ear about bringing me on to help promote.
Yeah, and I think we were at Oceans and Paparazzi, right?
Oceans and Paparazzi.
Well, Oceans
were good
Friday,
times.
Paparazzi Saturday. Was that when you
Yeah.
started, or were we doing Bonsai?
We were doing, it was Paparazzi Saturday. Then we went to Bonsai
Yeah.
after. I can't
No,
remember,
it was
man.
before.
I
We went
remember doing
Bonsai and
Paparazzi.
Paparazzi. Yeah.
No, I was doing Bonsai too. I remember that because I remember expanding. We expanded the outdoors. Like we put
Yeah. The moon. I was just talking to Chris about it. The Moonlight Lounge Arena. That's what. We were like, who the fuck named that thing? Yeah, we had like a block party, and they called the outside the Moonlight Arena. And I'm like, bruh,
Yeah.
like that's the lamest name. How did we let that slide?
I don't know. My one memory I have over there was that it was our first night. DJ KT was DJing outside in that Moonlight Arena, and he just bought a new microphone, and then he gave it to me, and the first thing I did was drop it, and he just gave me that look like, I can't believe you just dropped my new mic.
It's like a Shure mic, like
yeah,
$1,200 gold-plated shit.
He'll never let me forget it too. Like every time I run into him, he'll always bring that up. Yeah, this guy, man, you remember breaking my mic or like dropping my mic and denting my mic? I'm like, I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, those are good times too.
Well, that's true. That's kind of like when things were like going super well. We had two of the hottest spots on the island, and we were doing a lot of concerts with Ray Jr.
Yeah.
So we were going to other islands and stuff. And I think that's when all of us came super. I mean, we were close already, but like those trips became like just a bunch of craziness on different islands.
Those were so stressful.
Like the
times,
Kauai
man.
trips we took. Yeah.
Oh, the Kauai.
You forgot about those.
I didn't forget. I actually knew you were going to bring this up for some reason. All I remember was getting blackout drunk, and I was supposed to be spinning, and I think I missed like half my set because I was too hammered, and I ended up going back to the hotel room. Oh, those were fun times.
Yeah, it was instead of like, it was the day before Good Friday, so we called it Bad Thursday, and we go to Kauai and just rage out at
Rob's Good Times Grill.
Rob's Good Time Grill. Shout out to Rob's Good Time Grill.
Oh my god. That was crazy. And it makes me think of like the concerts we did with Ray Jr. too. When we did, it was Major Raja. I think that was the first year we went to Maui. So we did at the Maui, was it the Culture Event Center?
Yes, the MAC. Yep.
The MAC, yeah. We went over there, and then we went to Hilo after, and it was like 3 days straight, right?
Yeah, it was Maui, Waikiki Shell, and then Hilo. But because it was the weekend of Merry Monarch, we
Yeah.
landed in Kona and then had to bus
Oh,
everybody.
you guys landed in Kona. So
Oh wait, what?
Hanson,
You didn't have to do that?
no, we were with the Show Off High guys, Hanson and I, and then we had to
Oh,
set everything up in Hilo, like the barricades and everything, and all the signs and set up the green rooms.
oh, I remember that. So we landed in Kona because Merry
Yeah,
Monarch was going on, and there was no flights
no
going
flights.
into
Yeah,
Hilo. And we had Common Kings, we had Catch a Fire with us, and we had this huge bus, and we're going from Kona to Hilo. And it was like the concert was gonna like start pretty soon.
yeah.
And I remember they had like a bunch of little kids as security guards, remember?
Oh,
Like we hired a security company in
yeah.
Hilo, and then they asked for like big extra large shirts. So we're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. And they had like these teenage kids like as security. I'm like, what's going on? And then I guess became an issue. Like,
Because
do you
only
remember
because they
that?
wanted to go see the show. Yeah, only because they wanted to go see the show running. I think it was 18 and over. So
Yeah.
that was their way, I guess, of getting to see the show. That was
Oh,
a
they're like
stacked
you.
lineup, by the way.
Yeah. Yep. That
Yeah,
was a good one.
Catch a Fire. I still have the
Coming
poster.
Kings. Yeah. Yeah.
That's when Common Kings were like they were just up and coming too.
Yeah. That was like their they had maybe one or two hits out and they're just kind of breaking the barriers of who they are. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, remember Tomorrow's Bad Seeds?
Yes. Yeah.
So one of those guys in that band, this is when Instagram first came out. We had no idea what Instagram was, or I had no idea what Instagram was. So he's the one who actually showed me like this is Instagram and
Oh,
you should
really?
download it. Yeah, this got to be like in 2012 maybe.
No, but yeah, around there, 2010, yeah, around there.
I gotta go look at the poster again, but yeah, that dude introduced me to Instagram, and it was like this is like it was super
The
interesting.
new
And
MySpace.
yeah, and who knew Instagram would be? I sure didn't think it was gonna be what it is now,
Yeah.
or social media in general, man. Do you have a TikTok page?
I had one, but I didn't really. I used it to make a video for my daughter because you could kind of like stop the video and then start it up again. But
Yeah,
there's another freaking topic. I'm so over watching these girls do their stupid little dances, man. It's so annoying. And I just think, like, what else do they do in life? Like, that's like 30 takes and 12 edits, and like they rehearse for a
yeah,
month to like, and it's like, all right, I just don't get it. And
Yeah, but
maybe
you get
it's
one TikTok Lite, huh? You get TikTok Lite, you.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I have one right now. It's like right there. But yeah, I'm not TikToking. I'm podcasting. Unless you want to see me dance, but that might guarantee you lose all our followers.
I don't think I've ever seen you dance ever, Thad.
That's what everybody says. And I kind of like in the clubs, I didn't want to, just for one, like to be honest, like if you're a promoter and you dance with a girl in the club, that's putting it out there. And that's also welcoming a whole bunch of hate from all the other girls. So I would always say I'm working. And two, the main reason, the number one reason is I can't dance for shit.
Same thing for me, but that actually that never stopped me before. I don't mind look like an idiot. I mean, when I'm that intoxicated, if I'm dancing, I'm certainly.
But you messed up because that night that you were fucked up in Kauai,
Yeah.
I did dance.
Did you really?
Nobody I knew was there.
Oh, that's a fun factoid, man. But
yeah.
oh, dude, we can.
Yeah, I never really did get into it, but it was always fun to watch other people. And oh man, so you pretty much started in the industry around the same time I did, and you kind of grew up in the scene, so that's kind of cool. And you've seen all these clubs come and go. Like, remember Venus and Zanzibar, and it's just disappointing to see now how much things have changed. And I guess this industry is not really what it used to be because of social media. And I always say, it's like, why are you gonna go to the club to meet people when I can do it at home, taking a shit on my phone? And then when I do meet somebody, I'm not gonna take them to the club. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't make
You don't
sense.
have to. You can drink at home and have a conversation and not go to the club and pay $8 for a shot of vodka.
Yeah, it's $12 beer night.
Oh, it's $12 beer night, dude. So actually, Kate, my promotions career actually started with Rick.
Rick Rock.
With Rick Rock, yeah.
So he was your mentor?
Yeah, he was. So he actually gave me my name. He actually gave me a Real Deal Reed.
Hey, to be honest, like Rick, he always showed me love, and I mean, he's a crazy dude, but he always gave me aloha, and like, he does have energy in the club. Like, he got that energy, and you know that's him as soon as he's on that mic, and that's kind of a good mentor, like, especially MC wise.
MC,
he would say some crazy shit though.
I got a lot of Rick in me, like, as far as like freaking MCing and whatnot, and like pumping up a crowd. I still remember like doing live broadcasts at Pipeline Cafe, like jumping on the mic, like and being on the radio at that time. It was so crazy.
Right.
Yeah,
you guys would be live in the club, and it would be on the radio. Yeah. Nobody does that anymore, right? Like, I can't. Yeah, that don't happen anymore.
No.
Was it Thirsty Thursdays or
Thirsty Thursdays at Zanzibar, Foreplay Fridays at Pipeline?
Yeah.
Pipeline will probably always be one of my favorite parties, because Pipeline, you know how big Pipeline Cafe is.
Yeah.
That place is huge.
I actually met Rick Rock at Pipeline from Ronnie them when they first brought me on, and he introduced me as Artist Groove's new guy. And like, honestly, Rick gave me a lot of love, and was like, oh, that's a cool thing. And like, I always remember that was my first night, like, in Artist Groove pretty much. And then we didn't check him out on I think it was a Tuesday or Thursday. I don't know.
It's probably, we're always there on Fridays, but the reason why I liked Pipeline was because it was like a concert, man. Because of that super high stage where the DJ booth was, and then there were go-go dancers. So like, being 18 years old and walking into that, it was so crazy. I'm like, I can't believe I'm here. And then of course, having drinks slid to you when you're not of age.
Nobody knew that.
They knew. They just crazy times, man.
Pipeline was super good fun. Because Artist Groove promoted there, and they had. This is when I was just going to the event, and they had multiple rooms. They had the circus room with the canopy tent, and then they had the upstairs. They would have Chief Raga and Isis them playing music, and then Ryan Sean was the main DJ. Was him and Mike D, and they would rage the main room, and that was when I stopped competing, and I started going out and got introduced to that life.
Yeah. So how did you? I'm sure you talked about this before, but briefly, how did you get into promoting? Like, how did you meet Ronnie and everything?
Frank was still is one of my like closest best friends, and Frank was one of the founding members, and he would bring me to the events. Once I stopped fighting and stopped competing, he would just say, "Oh, just come check it out." And it was cool because, like I always say, is like, I went from nobody to cruising with like the cool people, the elite people, and I was known as Frank's friend. And if like Frank was like the man, so if I'm Frank's friend, then I must be the man too, which kind of worked in my favor. But all of a sudden, I'm around the coolest people. Like, any local artist or celebrity would always be around them. The hottest chicks on the island was always around them, and I'm just Thaddeus cruising like a deer in headlights. And then I just got comfortable. Yeah, Bud Light, that was my shit. And
that still is your shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I do ultras now because of the calories, the carbs, low carbs. But yeah, so they would just be in it, and eventually Frank got married and stuff, and just because I was so comfortable in the environment, then I remember Ronnie asked me to be in it. But before that, I had this girlfriend, and I remember we just broke up, and I had a street bike, and I just drove my street bike to Kualoa. And I remember sitting at the beach and just thinking like, okay, this sucks. And I remember praying. I hardly ever pray, but I remember praying. I said, okay, God, what am I going to do? What's my next move? And it's crazy story. Like, I rode my bike back to my apartment, parked it. And as soon as I parked it, my phone rang, and it was Peter. And Peter was like, hey, Ronnie wants to know if you want to be in. And I'm like, in what? He's like, Artist Group Network. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, he wants you to take Frank's spot. And I'm like, what? I guess that's God answering my prayer, and I haven't stopped. Yeah, I called Frank. Yep, that was it. I called Frank and made sure it was cool with him, and like, he was super stoked for me. And then that's pretty much the end of my liver. Yeah.
Same here, man. I don't know. I honestly don't know how I'm still alive.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then yeah, over the years we just like brought Chris on, and then DJ Hoppa, and started collaborating with Hanson, and it just kept changing. And I don't know, it's just kind of cool how things played out, but definitely a life that most normal people don't live.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Dude, okay, so now that you mentioned Chris, I know you did an episode with him.
Yeah.
And you guys talked about the Santa suit.
Oh, brah. Everybody hit me up about it. In the Santa suit? You were there? Yeah. See? It's like we found videos of not the act, but him in the Santa suit, and like in the parking lot. Like on my birthday, we're at Hoppa's house, and he went into his fucking archives and started busting out these videos, and was like, whoa, it's crazy. Like, it's just things that
I think I still have them. Like, I have a Santa emoji and his name in my phone.
He will always be Santa,
he will always be that, man. That's the Chris we know and love.
I didn't think that story would come out that night, but he said it, so I ran with it. Yeah. I think the way things were back then is a lot more promoter driven. So the promotion companies had a lot more pull, and we had the opportunity to be able to go to different clubs if things got kind of lame, or if there was friction with the owners and stuff. But one thing about us, when we moved our event, like, the club owners always were pretty much super stoked for us to be there. And it was like it became like a team, and like we're all working for the same goal. And that I kind of miss. And it was fun to have that welcome feeling when we went to work and stuff. Like, even Kale, who was crazy, was like super stoked that we were working with him. Yeah. Paparazzi was a good one. Did you remember it was Brew Moon before Paparazzi?
I remember Brew Moon. Did you guys promote Brew Moon too?
No, but we used to go because it was Sunday. So it was like our night off. Brew Moon would pop on a Sunday, and we'd go just to party and kind of meet new people that we could bring to our events. And it was a cool. I still think that venue is cool, man. It's indoor, outdoor. It had like a flow to it, and I don't know what's there now. Anyway,
shoot, I haven't been to Ward Village in it, like upstairs on that level, for a long time, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy that Ocean turned into Hawaii Pacific Health or something.
Yeah, no,
like
it's HPU University. It's a study.
No way!
I promise to God. I'm thinking like the amount of sin that went in that room was like.
Like, if these kids going to college only knew what happened.
Yeah, it's HPU. I think it's a learning center or something. Because I work at the Cancer Research Center, which I gotta drive past it every time, and I'll see students, and I'm thinking like, whoa, like they're that's never gonna be a club. Before that was what, pink Cadillac, or what was it, Studebaker?
No,
I can't even remember.
sorry to age you, bro. That was before my time, though.
Oh yeah,
Like I just remember, I remember Oceans when I was in high school. Oceans was 23 and over.
yeah, and it was Paddler's Night on Thursdays. They would
Thursday
make
nights,
it 21 and over, so all the young 21 and overs used to go. Yeah.
I remember I remember hearing about those days and getting to promote an Oceans 808 with you guys, man. Those were fun times. So you remember those drink tickets we used to get?
Yes. Yeah. But it's like
God.
I would always like yeah, we would use them, but like everybody would buy us drinks. So
That's
somebody
true, too.
asked me one time, which like not to sound like an ass, was like, I forget what club we're at. They're like, oh, how much are drinks? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know.
I never pay for drinks.
Yeah. And Titus would be Titus was my guy. He was the bartender. And he would make this he'd call it peanut butter something. And it was some kind of like he would make this peanut butter drink.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always like bring a hot girl to him because I knew like that drink was gonna be like super good. You know what I mean? Like
It's a panty dropper kind of drink.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like I wish things were like that back now, but I'm actually to the point where I want to do different things with Artist Groove and not be like, I wouldn't mind doing like a mixer with older people, like that kind of stuff, like bring like the older generation back a little bit. And yeah, because all these young 21 and over people are learning shit that I'm trying to forget.
It's like, yeah, kid, been there, done that. I have an idea for you. So back when I was at the radio station, I think I was 20 years old. So they were doing something at Sanse. It was called Club 30, and it was 30 and over at Sanse. I think it was like on a Friday night. But I remember always going in there, and it was always packed with these business professionals. So I don't know, maybe a lot of local businesses, especially restaurants, they're going to need help when things open back up. So I think that'll be your calling. I mean,
30, maybe 28, maybe 28 and over. Well, I meant to, okay, I was trying to talk to you about this. So
yeah,
maybe like before COVID hit, we were drinking in Kaneohe, and it was a bunch of my friends, and we were driving to Kailua. So we're passing Bayview Golf Course.
Okay.
And Bayview Golf Course was packed. The whole parking lot was packed. And they have like a bar there and like it's kind of like a hall where you can have parties and stuff.
Yeah.
They do events there once in a while. So we went, I'm like, wait, let's check this out. Is something going on there? There gotta be like in Kaneohe, when something's that popping, we gotta check it out.
Yeah.
So I get out of my car, and this kind of older lady is like, hey, Thad. And I look, and it was this older woman that worked security for where I work at the Cancer Research Center.
Okay.
And I'm just like, what are you doing? She said, oh, it's 80s night. I'm thinking like, what does that mean? It's like, it's 80s night here. I'm thinking, okay, this thing is kind of cool. So we go in there, and like, shit you not, it's auntie land. Like every single auntie there was like in their late like, I don't know what age group, but they were aunties.
So it's Club 50 then.
Yeah, it was auntie land on the Fit Power. And I'm just like, yeah, let's get these people drunk. Like, and it was packed. Like, it was super packed. So the lady that works at the cancer center, I bring her to the bar, and she has like these friends. And I'm like, okay, this is my ish. I'm going to get all these aunties to party with me, and we're just going to have fun.
Yeah.
So we're partying with them, and the guys I'm with are just like, whatever, let's just have fun. And they were dancing on the dance floor. And it was maybe like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I shit you not, by 10:30, dispersed. It was ghost town. And the event wasn't done because the DJ was still going, but everybody left. And next thing you know, there was just maybe like 10 of us in there. I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's the cut, right? The curfew for the Auntie's time the party is from whatever that time that started to about 10:30, and but I'm not gonna lie, that thing was packed. Like, it was packed to the gills, and they were having so much fun. It was cool to see, and they're playing like old music, and they were enjoying themselves. And like, it's hard to see that nowadays. Like, people like in a club just enjoying themselves, not with any kind of drama or like.
Or trying to look cool and like. Yeah, I know what you mean.
It was fun, but I mean, I'm not trying to throw those events, but
maybe you will.
Maybe when I'm 50.
Dude,
call it Auntie Uncle Land.
I go if you did like an older party, I would go to that, but like I'd probably just leave at 10:30 because it's past my bedtime nowadays. Dude,
man.
Yeah, I mean, after I stopped emceeing with you guys at District, I went out a couple times, like to Waikiki with some friends. But so we go to Lalo, stay there for like a half an hour, have some drinks over there, and then venture off to someplace else in Waikiki, whether it be like Lobby Bar or like Rumfire. But I always home by 12 o'clock, no matter what. Always, because I can't hang anymore, man. Like the way I used to.
Well, we used to go till 4 a.m. Like,
I can't.
4 a.m.
I can't believe we did that from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock and stay there the whole time.
Yeah.
It amazes me that we were able to do that for so many years.
Yep. And it was fun and definitely profitable. I just
Oceans, Paparazzi, Bonsai. Where else did we promote at together,
Tsukiji's? Man? When did you stop promoting with us?
Shoot, it was it might have been Tsukiji's. So I stopped because I was working like a regular job.
So you got a job for a different company and kind of wanted to steer away from the night industry.
Yeah, so that's what I thought was happening, and then I gave them my credentials for Facebook because you have so many followers or friends on Facebook, so they would use my page to promote other stuff, so things that weren't club related, and then eventually it turned into club stuff, and I'm like, man, I got out of this already. I'm not trying to do this. And it's like, I mean, I left Level H like because I was getting out of it completely, so just getting kind of leverage back into it. It was hard, but I mean, he was giving me medical and stuff like that too. So it's like it was really hard to get away from.
Yeah, and you had a car, like you had the Pepsi car or something, huh?
The freaking amp van! Oh my god!
Or the amp van?
Yeah, the green Hulk van. But yeah, so did that for a little while. I mean, yeah. Next topic. We'll get off this.
Yeah. So then, from the clubs and that company you used to work for, you started to do other stuff, right? And you got back into radio.
I got back into radio, I want to say 2 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
Like, so it was after, remember Brandon Lee? Tall Filipino guy. We went to his fundraiser. Actually,
yeah. Yep.
So
I do. Yep.
So after he sadly passed away,
yeah, I have a picture with you from
me and Rick, actually.
Yep.
K Smooth actually approached me and asked me if I would come do weekends on 102.7. So I started doing that, and then when all this COVID stuff hit, man, just started doing Kumu full time on the afternoons. But
and what you pretty much, that's your jam, right? You doing that stuff, huh?
It's like what I missed it so much. Like, I didn't realize how much I missed it. Like, I would always do interviews on the radio for like promotions we were doing for other things, and I realized how much I missed it. And I always talk to the program director at those radio stations, like, give me a part-time shift, let me come in and just do this for a little bit. And they're like, oh, we want someone who's dedicated. I'm like, I'm not that dedicated. I just want to do it. I mean,
Just give me 1 hour.
Yeah, just let me come in for a little while because I missed it so much, and then now it turned back into a full-time gig. I'm like, this doing the morning show is crazy, bro. Like waking up that early.
That's the meat of the radio, right? Is the hottest and hardest spot would be the morning, because that's when everybody's going to work. That's pretty much you're obligated to set the tone for whoever's listening's day. Like their day's either gonna be a good day or a bad day, how you're performing for that day. And it's a performance. I had Chris Styles on, and I understand that's a hard gig. Like at night it's more kind of relaxed and stuff, and people are listening for fun. Like morning, they got everything going on. They're getting the kids ready for school.
Their show is so intense. So like when I filled in for Steezy for like a week, he went on vacation. Like just all the elements of the show and all the bits they had, it's so different. It's so crazy. Like I give them so much props, him and Rella, for doing that every morning.
They're
it's
killing
like,
it though.
They're doing super good. They actually interviewed one of the stars from that upcoming movie, Finding Aloha, the one that's going to be on Netflix.
Oh,
that movie's going to be. I think it's going to be good, man.
They're actually. What is that?
Did you see the trailer? Did you see the trailer for that one, for that show yet, or that movie?
Is that the one like it's going to be like Goonies or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't
that
seen
one,
it.
dude. That trailer looks good. I think it's gonna. I think Kelly Hu is in it too.
Oh, you know what's crazy is the cancer research center that I work at is owned by the university, and half of the building is not built out. So the half that I'm on, and it's a huge building, so it's a big part that is built out. But the other half is just an empty room and a huge room, like a big warehouse. It looks like we actually stored all our stuff in there. So we had to take it all out, and they're building a TV set in there. Disney is, and it's going to be a local version of Doogie Howser. And it's going to be
Doogie Come Aloha or something like that.
Yeah. It's going to be a local girl as Doogie Howser, and they're building a hospital set in half of one of the floors on the cancer research center. So I'm always poking my head in there, like, because it's all the boys, like all the brothers building it. Oh, what's up? I like check them out. They're always like, yeah, come inside. And they went from a big shell of a room, and it looks like a full hospital. And they did it. I would say they started in December, and they're going to shoot in like a couple of weeks. And it's crazy to see how fast they work. And I mean, they're just stoked because now they're working because of COVID. Things been slow, and all these jobs are popping up. I heard they're gonna do Sonic 2 here, and like they got some stuffs going, and it's cool to see them working. But just to see the magic of how the movies work, and it's big money. Disney's the one doing it, so they're not gonna.
I thought you were going in like a total different direction. Like you saw like a big empty space. You're like, I can throw a party here.
Oh, I already thought about it when I first seen it. There's no AC. That's the only way I never thought of like seriously about it. Yeah.
That's something that's you don't realize how important AC is in a club until it breaks.
Yeah.
And we still rage it out, and everybody would be sweating bullets in there, man. I think that happened at Paparazzi a couple of times actually.
Oh yeah, that's right. The AC broke. But anyway, to get back to your radio thing, so you're pretty much there Monday through Friday?
Monday every day, pretty much.
Well, you got that radio voice. You kind of can change it. Like I can tell it's you just because I know you. But like when people meet you, do they trip? Like, oh, bro, you don't sound like your voice because you got that.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I think I learned it from Rick actually. So it's like enunciating and speaking from your stomach. But then, when you're just talking to somebody in person, it's like you're more relaxed, and I don't have to pronunciate and enunciate all the time.
Yeah.
So
you don't have that radio. Oh yeah.
That's somebody else who is not on the radio anymore.
That is true.
Oh man, bro. Like, but my dream job. I'll tell you, I don't think I've ever told anybody this before. My dream job is being an announcer at UH games.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how do we get you there? How do we get you there?
I don't even know, man. But like just being the dude on the like, or just being a hype man, like at UH games or something, you know, because like at UH football games, I think you could attract like all this because when you look at UH games, there's no students there,
Yeah,
even though
well,
they can go free. But if
yeah,
you turn it more into like a party vibe
yeah.
promoted by Artist Group Network, then it could
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
it could rage, man. Like
Well, back in the day, long time ago, like for the volleyball games, the student body would be involved. They used to call
yeah,
themselves the Bozos, and they would dress up in crazy outfits and paint their face, and they would have their own section. And
yeah,
they're because they were the rainbows, right? And they were called themselves the Bozos, and they would just go off. They'd be at all the volleyball games, all the basketball games, and it made the student body like part of the event itself, and
yeah.
it was super cool. You're right though, like I could see you at even Stan Sheriff hyping up the volleyball games, like, but the football games would be, well, if that's your goal, man, let's kind of figure out how to get there.
It's all good. Too busy right now, but that was always like maybe just like a game or two, like just to see like how it is.
Well, I mean, like I go to the 49ers game every year, and
Yeah,
DJ Romeo is the guy, and
yeah.
he has his own little booth like overlooking the whole field. He has his jersey on, and he's just making music and making that party vibe at Levi. And I mean, I always thought DJ Hopper Boy could kill that thing. Like that would be
Oh no,
awesome.
yeah, absolutely. Even with just
Between
him playing music and him on the mic, he can MC it too. Like he would
Yeah, but if you
kill
had
that
you and
crowd.
him, like that could rage out. Or even the pregame, that would
Yeah,
be sick, like, just to get that excitement. You know what I mean? Like when
like
people are
District on Friday nights
walking.
all over
Yeah,
again.
that
Oh,
would be
those are
kind
good
of cool though.
times.
But you're right though. You've been busy. So what's your next gig? Like I've noticed you've been trying to work with this termite industry. So tell me something about that, because it's something way out of left field. Once I found out you're trying to get into this.
So yeah, I was working for another company for a while. Things went south, so I had an opportunity to help expand this guy's company. So it's City Termite Pest Control. So just sneak it in there real fast.
All right, plug. Shout out to City Termite and Pest Control.
Yeah, so just helping him. I mean, just all the experience I gained in the industry and doing what I did, just helping this guy expand and hopefully getting a share of it down the line. But it's something I became passionate about, like helping people and solving their problems and the gratification and appreciation you get. I mean, it means so much to me. Like just seeing a positive Yelp review or any review in general, it was such a good feeling that I didn't want to let it go. So I wanted to continue to help people with their problems. And I'm like, I mean, I could go sell whatever or go do anything, but I'd rather stick to what I found out that I'm passionate about. And I mean, it's not necessarily pests that I'm passionate about, because I hate rodents. Like I'll avoid going to rodent jobs or like if someone says they have a rat, then I'm gonna try and avoid it altogether. Um, but
But you're not
it's
actually trying to kill those things, are you?
no, I'll inspect, try to find out where they're going in from,
Oh,
or yeah, so that kind of stuff, and then come up with a plan to help them with their problems. So whether it be to eradicate them or to control them and just keep them on the outside and kill them on the outside. That's basically what I do, man.
wow. I
It's
mean, I never really thought of it in that way, but
yeah,
you're right. You're helping people out because their whole well, their home or their what they put all their money into, their investments are on the line, and especially with
yeah.
termites, because we had to tent our house before because of termites, and bro, those little things just burrow in. You don't even know they're there, and then you see a little hole, and then you kind of go follow the hole, and it becomes like a whole big thing. And yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I've had shitty experiences with that, and you're right. When you people do get that fix, it must feel good.
It does, especially when you don't hear from them for a while. I mean, they'll be super thankful. I mean, when I said 10 houses before, I mean, I would be with them every step of the way. So like, and always be available to them. So if they had a question about like anything about the preparations, like if they had to bag this or bag that or turn off their gas, so I would always be available to them, and that's something that I enjoyed helping them with because it made me feel good. That's kind of selfish of me, I guess.
No, is it helping other people? It should make you feel good. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? What
Yeah,
I'm
that's
thinking is more selfish. I'm thinking I'm gonna start a termite infestation business. So I'm gonna infest people's houses with the termites, and then call you up to go get them, and that's how we're gonna split the profits.
uh,
That's more
actually
selfish.
actually know somebody who I can't talk about it because I don't know if he's gonna see this or not. But yeah, yeah, that's what I've been up to lately, man. Just helping this guy expand his business, and then it's been a struggle because the guy's a one-man show. Like he would basically, it's all based on referrals, all his clients. So he would just go to their house, do their ground treatment, and do their pest control, and that's it. Like he would just deal with people that got referred to him, and then that was it. So we're just helping him kind of help him grow the business so he can retire comfortably.
Well, that's kind of cool. If
Yeah.
so this business just started then.
It's been around since '74,
Oh,
but
so not just started.
no, the guy he's had his license since '74, but
Oh,
only recently we started to expand the services to help realtors out with termite inspection reports, or someone trying to refi their house, give them a termite inspection report. So just helping him do all that, and then growing his client base with pest control, with ground treatment, and eventually, hopefully, we get to do tenting as well.
oh,
Because
so you guys are
that's
working up to that level.
yeah. So like the licensing and everything, it's a crazy process. So hopefully we get through that by middle of this year.
Oh, good luck with that, man. That's awesome. If you're not doing tenting right now, how does it work? You do those ground treatments with those I don't know. I see it on TV. The guy
Yeah.
goes with the spray, and then they put those plugs in the ground, or
So a lot of people in Hawaii, they're not really familiar with ground termites. So ground termites they're going to be way more destructive than your regular drywood termites, where you see like the frass looks like sand almost.
yeah.
So that like they're always going to be like in your window trim or your door trim or the door itself. But ground termites, so their colony can be upwards near 1 to 2 million, and it could be 100 yards away from your house. So just imagine like all these termites just going underground and just foraging for food 24/7. The worker termites never sleep. All they do is just forage for food all the time to take back to the colony. So these guys, they'll do damage on your house way faster than like a drywood termite colony, which probably contains a couple hundred to maybe 1,000 at the most. So drywood termites they'll eat maybe a foot of wood. It'll take them maybe a year. A ground termite colony, it'll whack them in like a week.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I've seen damage to a $1 million house, $1 million beach house in Makaha.
Oh.
Like they just whacked the whole door in the laundry room, like, and they didn't even notice it until it was too late.
Wow. So that little sand that the termites make, is that doo-doo, or like what is that?
Yeah, that's their doo-doo.
Okay.
So those are from drywood termites, the ones a lot of people have most of the time, and they'll panic and say, "Oh, we got to tent our house or do spot treatment."
Oh.
But yeah, the ground treatment is way more important, because
Wow.
if you have a ground termite infestation, bro, it's like your biggest investment, your house or your business. It can get expensive between treatment itself and then all the repairs you have to do.
For sure.
Yeah.
So how can you tell if you have ground termites? If they're not leaving that kind of sand.
So you're looking for like mud tubes or mud tunnels. So like the worst thing you can do is have wood touching soil, because it's super easy like food for them, right? Because if they're coming through the ground and they come across like a piece of wood like that's in the ground, they can just eat through that whole beam or that whole piece of wood. So like if you have like a fence post in the ground, which I see all the time, it's more than likely going to get eaten by ground termites. It's hard to say when because of their nature, but
Mm.
it's not. Yeah, it's not a matter of if you get ground termites. It's a matter of when.
And it's all over the island, huh?
All, it's crazy because of what they need to survive. So they like moisture, they don't like water, they don't like sand. But I still see them like in these places. I mean, because if you're hungry enough, you're gonna find a way to eat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what part of the island do you find the most?
you're part of the
Don't
island.
don't say Kaneohe. Oh shit. I know it. We're the
Kaneohe,
moist.
exactly. Kaneohe, Manoa a lot.
Mm.
Mililani, Waipio.
Oh, yup. You're right. All the moist areas, like
Yeah,
the more. Oh, you should go Hilo and make a killing then.
that's actually maybe in the 2-year plan, like branching
Mm.
out and going to like Hilo and Maui.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah, man, a lot of work. I mean, a lot of
Well, I
sleepless
mean,
nights.
it's a kind of a good like a good job to have. You won't ever run out of people's houses being eaten.
Yeah, because the job I was doing before, it was for a tour company,
Mm.
and it's out after that went to crap. Um, what's the most recession-proof thing in Hawaii? I mean, pest control really was it for me.
Yeah, that and healthcare because
Healthcare,
everybody
yeah,
always gonna have sick people.
for sure. But
Oh,
I
I
can't
forgot
be
you
a
did
nurse.
that. Yeah, I forgot you did that. That tourist thing.
Oh, cruisest job ever, bro. Answer a phone and just book people on tours. And help them time their vacation. It was such an easy job.
Did you use your radio voice when you did that?
No, I never did. But the way I would always keep the conversation with them, I watch like a lot of travel TV, like with Anthony Bourdain and stuff. So like wherever the first question I ask where they're from, or I look up their area code, and I would Google it real fast. You're from California, or from Southern California, you're from LA, and then I would drop something of like, I went to Disneyland, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Or like, do you think Philippe's really is the best French dip sandwich ever?
Oh,
Like stuff like that. And
while
then of
you're talking
course,
to him.
yeah, while I'm talking to them, just to like kind of relate to them, right?
Yeah, form
And
a full relationship.
yeah, exactly, man. And then of course, always talk about sports. So wherever they're from,
Oh
you can
yeah,
always find common ground with sports. I mean, so
yeah.
if you're from Michigan, are you a Spartan or are you a Wolverine? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They're gonna tell you right away. And because I
yeah,
watch so much sports, I can always talk about players and stuff with them.
yeah. I went with my friend on some roofing gigs, and
Yeah,
the second I seen any NFL logo on their car, that was it. I could break the ice real quick. Like,
yeah.
oh, Raiders are doing good this year. Like, oh, what do you think about car? Like, it's pretty. I definitely understand the salesman part.
And
Yeah,
then being genuine is the most important thing, right? I mean, because you want to help them too. Like
yeah,
you want to have their experience be the best in Hawaii. So if it wasn't me booking them on a tour, it was me giving them advice on what they should do on
yeah,
their own,
yeah.
like where to go eat or what beaches to go to, or like yeah, maybe
And
not.
it might have been pretty easy because they're already in fun mode. You know what I mean? You're selling them
Yeah,
fun, and it's like, well, how are you gonna be able to sell them the most fun? So
yeah.
yeah, we should start one of those companies.
When tourism opens back up, bro, like fully, we'll talk about this after.
Yeah, and not on this show. We need a under closed doors. But shit, we've been going on for like an hour already. I think it's time Boy Band John gives us the question of the week. If he's not sleeping. Oh, there he is.
The week question of the week, guys, is top 3 places you like to go eat after hours or like after going
Oh, like after the club.
to the club.
Uh,
You coming up?
Oh,
I know Mitsukan fucking breakfast special.
they're not open after at that time.
they
Where'd he go?
were back when it was on School Street, I think. I don't know about anymore.
They were back in the day.
I never went there at that time. I used to go there a lot when I went to Damien. I'd get.
I was gonna say, yeah.
There. Yeah.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll go first. I would say, okay, my top 3 places to eat after the club. Honestly, I'm disappointed about this one is no longer there, and that was Leaky Leaky Drive-In. They used to have those gravy fries with the cheese.
Yeah.
Tell me that when you had the munchies, they would get fries, pour brown gravy on it, and melt cheese over the top.
It's like a poor man's poutine.
Yeah. So Leaky Leaky Drive-In was always, and plus you're always going to see people from your event or the club there, and it'd be a fun time. Let's see. 2, I mean, I guess Zippy. You guys got to always go at Zippy's. Zippy's got to be one of them, right?
It's on my list too, yeah.
Yeah, that's that one. And then I would have a toss-up between Sick the Rock and Sorbo. Sorbo was always the best. Cold soup. Could always get cold soup after hours.
You probably named my top 3. I'd probably add Jack in the Box in there.
Yeah. And
just
Sick
because.
The Rock, for me, Sick the Rock was good because Kaneohe has one now.
Yeah.
But
are they 24 hours or open super late?
They used to be, not anymore.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
when we would do events in Kaneohe and then go to Sick the Rock after, that was super good fun.
Zippy's is in mine.
Yeah, Sorbo, the UK, and the Kalbi Chim after hours was.
Kalbi Chim is so good, bruh.
Yeah. Right, you know who makes that? Taylor, DJ Hopperboy makes Kalbi Chim, and it's pretty kind of close. It's freaking bomb, dude. Yeah. Next time you see him, tell him make you some Kalbi Chim, bro. He got action.
Does he put daikon inside?
I have no idea what he does, but it's action. And
tried.
He's coming out with a cooking show, like a little cooking, like Chef Hoppa, and he better put that dish on there because I want to learn how to make it.
Kalbi Chim. I tried Kalbi Chim in Korea, man. It was so good.
Oh.
The mistake I made though was I got it spicy.
Oh, in Korea they don't play with the spice.
Their fucking spicy is like on a whole different level. I couldn't hang at all. Bro, you know what I tried last week? I mean, we're talking about food. I know we gotta cut this off soon, but I tried Hansen's portobello mushroom.
Oh, brah, I've been plugging his thing this whole time. If he was open after hours, I definitely would get that. I'd be at his front door. Oh, katsu, portobello katsu. Tell me that wasn't fire.
It was like, so the reason why I liked it so much was because every piece was individually breaded.
Yeah.
So it's like you get that extra crunch from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he got a good thing going, man, for sure.
He needs to expand and not just do Fridays, man.
He will. I mean, he's being smart about it and going brick by brick, but bro, when he drops, it's gonna be. That's gonna be. He's passionate about it and that lifestyle. So, bro, I think it'll work. Plus, whatever Hansen does works. So
that's true too.
Yeah. So, what's your top 3? I hope I didn't name them all.
You did actually. Soda Bowl was in there. Zippy's. I mean, Zippy's. How can you go? You can't go wrong with Zippy's. I mean, getting a chili chicken mixed plate after, or even like a spaghetti. It's just so good.
Or hamburger steak. Yeah.
Their hamburger steak was trash before, but it got so much better.
You know what I used to get from Zippy's after hours would be the mushroom omelet. That with cheese and onions, or I would get chili omelet. You ever had chili omelet?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
With no cheese, because I don't like cheese. I guess I'd have to put where I used to go all the time. Soda Bowl, Zippy's. Yeah, probably Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box, McDonald's. Just get that fast food fix. Get from Jack in the Box. Get the 2 tacos.
Oh,
some curly fries and a burger with some buttermilk. Oh, that tasted so good after the club. McDonald's breakfast sandwiches and hash browns, can't go wrong with that either.
Oh, me and Taylor, like when I was living in Eva,
Yeah.
on the way home from the club, like we'd be just trashed and go into the McDonald's drive-thru. The lady always hated us. And Taylor would be Taylor and just piss off everybody ordering the food. I think you're like, oh, I don't even know if we should eat this, but oh yeah, those egg McMuffins at 5 a.m. were fire.
Those, and when they started doing like the regular like menu items, like the lunch and dinner menu items, like when they started having nuggets late at night, dude,
yeah,
game over. Game over, bro.
That was a game changer, huh?
Absolutely. What John said too, Mitsukin was good for a while, but they open like at 6 now, maybe.
Oh yeah, I'm usually home by then.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we can wrap this thing up. Let's try and plug all your things going on so they can find you on Instagram at Real Deal Reed.
Yep.
All one word. Your radio station is what? 94.7 Kumu. That's on Instagram as well.
Yep. And
then your termite is what? City_termite_ Hawaii. So anybody with termite problems or pest control, right? That includes rats, mice, what? Cockroaches,
centipedes, cockroaches, ants, fleas, ticks, termites. Yeah, pretty much anything, man. So we do everything right now except tenting.
Okay. Soon to happen though.
Hope. Fingers crossed.
All right. And of course, you can always find us on the web at ATBpod.com. Our Instagram's Above the Bridge Podcast and YouTube Above the Bridge Pod. All right, man. Well, shit, we need to hang out soon and bro, we just have a drink and talk story, bro. It's always cool to see you and talk to you, man. Like
I miss the barbecues at your house, dude. Those were always good fun.
Those are definitely ones that you can't go to work the next day.
The ones where Thad falls asleep in the middle and then wakes up and then comes out like nothing ever happened.
Start all over.
Yeah, start all over again. Exactly.
Yeah, we definitely got to do that soon. And yeah, since I've met you in the industry, like your name says, you always been real with me. You always been a good friend. You always never sugarcoated anything and came to me like as a real friend should. And I appreciate you. We had a lot of fun together, and I hope it continues even not in the industry. Yeah, man. But we did a lot of crazy shit. Now that I think about it.
This show could have been easily 6
hours. Oh, okay,
18 hours. If we really want to dig deep and scrape the bottom of the barrel, 16 hours.
Yeah.
That'll be some raunchy stories. Oh, brah.
All right, man. Anybody else you want to shout out?
Yeah.
Maybe girlfriend or it's not no one.
Nah.
All right, man.
Well, as usual, ATB podcast.
I know, it's crazy. As usual, I always end it. Shout out to the Artist Group Network. Aloha. Yes.